It would rebuild the metadata, and then end users could have the capability of querying the application once again. That type of process could actually be scheduled through Maxell. The third bullet point, XOLAP isn't available when derived text measures are used in the cube schema. And then one item that I highlighted is XOLAP is only capable of being leveraged in aggregate storage, and it's automatically duplicate member enabled. Usages that are not supported in XOLAP, I want to hit upon a couple of these. You can't leverage flat files as your fact table. It needs to be a true relational store. The next item, ragged hierarchies. It needs to have the same level of depth in regards to the hierarchy because it's leveraging relational data sources. Alternate hierarchies. I'm probably hearing a gasp out there in the real Essbase world, the real Essbase users world, in regards to my alternate hierarchies have been taken away from me. Well, there's a way around that. Since these models don't contain any data, you could present one application and database that is rolling up the data from one perspective, and then turn around and then deploy another application and database that has it rolled up in the different viewpoint that you want it. Say if you were a healthcare company and you wanted you know, the data rolled up geographically for your regional directors, but then you wanted it rolled up by hospital and medical center for the true operational business analyst perspective. You would stage just two different cubes because you don't have the overhead of storing that data. So that's a use that's not supported, but it can certainly be worked around. Recursive hierarchies. Your dimensions cannot be parent-child, so you can't have a table that's recursive as your dimension table for items that you want to expose to XOLAP. Essbase Studio can definitely handle recursive hierarchies. One of my current clients has recursive hierarchies, and we're building the dimensions from those recursive hierarchies. So Essbase Studio can totally handle that. Again, the calendar type of hierarchy can't be leveraged in XOLAP. Filtering the data in the Essbase Studio model can occur. Measures, and then the final two is no user-defined members at the leaf level, because it wants to load the data at the leaf level member, and then only one single relational data source. So at this point, I'm going to pop back over to the webinar chat window to see if there's any questions out there. Hopefully everyone's saw the power of integrating Essbase into or leveraging Essbase to integrate relational data sources. I'm going to go ahead and pop one over to the chat window to see if there's any questions, and then actually hand things back over to Jeremiah.
Rodney, it looks like we've got quite a few questions coming in. A little online production meeting here. If you can go to your questions pane, there's a button to undock that pane from the control panel. And then if you wanted to sort the questions by received, that might help you organize the questions a little bit easier.
Okay, can you walk me through that again? Sorry.
Sure. If you go to, in the control panel, there's a pane for questions. And in the right corner of that pane, there's a button to undock that pane from the control panel.
Okay.
You can increase the size of that window.
I'm trying, guys. I see file, save chat log, save questions, view, attendee list, audience chat.
Yep, the questions pane.
I don't see that questions pane.
Okay. Well, you know what? Here's what we'll do. I'll go ahead and I'll pose the questions to you, and then
sure.
You can go from there. The first question we have from Edward. I believe he's looking for you to expand on the acronyms of FDM and HFM.
Okay.
So FDM, HFM.
Okay. FDM is Financial Data Quality Management. Well, they've changed the name, the acronyms a couple times. It's now Financial Data Quality Management, and it's a mapping tool that's leveraged to move data into HFM, as well as I've seen it used for planning in the Essbase also. HFM is Hyperion Financial Management. It's a consolidation tool that customers/clients leverage to close their books, do journal entries, type-side journal entries, intercompany eliminations, currency conversions. It's a very powerful tool.
The next question we have is from Andy, and I believe this relates to the BI EPM solutions environment slide or architecture slide you had up.
Sure.
Does the BI platform data warehouse layer need to be distinct from the Oracle BI application's data mart?
So could I ask a question? Can we ask a question back to him? Is he asking, do we have to recreate the data warehouse, or can we create a subset of the data warehouse? Is that essentially what the question is? Because we don't want to recreate your data warehouse or your business warehouse. We want to create a subset of that, or a data mart to stage the information that needs to support the solution. So kind of reading into this question a little bit more, if you're asking, does it need to be in the exact same environment? I'm not an infrastructure person, but I've seen at other clients where it's completely on a separate server, and the ETL tools are moving the data onto the other server. And I've seen it in the same environment. I can't really speak to what's the best from an infrastructure standpoint. That's not my domain or expertise, but we certainly have people that could answer those questions for you.
All right, the next question is from Greg. Without XOLAP, does Essbase physically store cubes?
With BSO, with all the other technologies, there will be not only metadata stored with Essbase, but as well as data. If you're a block storage person, block storage is creating an index in a page file. The page is containing the data. The index file is the pointers to the data. So to answer your question, for all the technologies that I mentioned here today, all four of them relating to Essbase, the metadata is physically created in a cube, and it is stored on the Essbase